am Wolf from Barefoot Bushcraft, and as always, I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. Today, we're going to talk about a really awesome little tool that could potentially save your life. This is something called a survival mirror. So it has a couple of different features that make this, you can use any mirror, any reflective object, but here's what it looks like. So it has a little hole in the back, right? And that hole is fused as a viewer, and this side, of course, is the actual spot for the mirror piece. So it's tiny. It's light, they're inexpensive. If you need to order 1,000 of them, you can order them off the internet, sometimes as low as like 20 or 30 cents each. You can get them at local hardware stores. Here in Canada, they retail for about $10 in a store. So the question is always, well, why is this so important? Number one, shows me who's lost. Ooh, that's me. But if I want to get recovered, and I see a search aircraft flying over top, or any aircraft flying over top, and I really want to get the attention of that aircraft, and I'm unable to do so, obviously waving isn't going to work. Maybe the orange cloth, if they're not looking for me, it's not going to work. But this will. So let's start first of how to use it. So the sun is obviously in my face, so the sun is behind me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the most important thing is to try to make sure that the sun is sort of in front of you, right? So if the sun is basically where you are as a viewer and I turn around, it won't really work as well. The concept with this is I'm going to reflect the sun's light into the search aircraft. So if you don't have the hole in it, I can do that simply by doing this. And I'm going to actually have to change the camera angles, and I can find out where that is, kind of like using it like a sight on a firearm, and I'll demonstrate that. All right, so here's my mirror, and here's my hand, so I want to try to catch it. Can you see that on my hand right there? Well, there's my mirror. How cool is that? All right, so again, I got my little mirror, and I'm going to use you, the viewer, as the eye hole, right? So the first thing, I know the sun is up there in that direction. You can see the reflection, dark side and light side. So the first thing I got to do is I got to try to catch that sunlight. Oh, there it is. Can you see it there in those rabbit tracks? So take a look at the tree. We're going to take that sunlight, and we're going to push that sunlight up and down the tree. All right? You see that right there? So there's kind of how that works. How cool is that? Where you can really, really see that, right? Far more than I'm going to see. Like, what else am I going to have that literally harnesses the power of the sunlight, in my mirror? And again, you can see the mirror, so you guys can actually see it, so it's not as boring to watch. Look at that, right? Go up and down that tree with that sunlight. All right, so now the next test is, what does a search aircraft see? All right, now as you can see, I'm a little ways away from the camera. I mean, this will work for kilometers and kilometers. So first thing I need to do is I'm going to catch that sunlight in my hand, right? And now watch, I'm going to bring it up to you. So if you were the search plane, I can kind of try to locate you. All right, and I'm going to try, oh, there we go. So you can see that once you get it on, like, it's bright. Now, of course, the camera will do all the auto white balance and correct and everything like that. So you won't see it exactly the same as an aircraft will. But as I kind of weave it back and forth, you will see it. So the reason that you want that, you want the hole in the mirror, and I'll just approach the camera here, is because that hole will allow me to see it, right? Because if I'm seeing an aircraft way up in the air, maybe it's 2 or 3 kilometers away, I'm not going to end up seeing that. But look at, like, you can see it blowing out the white balance in the camera because of that reflection. That's what you want. So there's nothing else that we have that can harness that kind of power. So this, this little tool, it's literally $1. I've seen them at the dollar store. You can get them on Amazon. They're a really simple tool to get, and it might be able to save your life. So don't, put it in your 10C, your Wilderness 10C pack. Carry it with you. Try to make sure it doesn't get scratched, obviously. Now, if you don't have a mirror, I don't know if you have like an old car and you have a compact disc in the car, you could use a CD. Let's say you can't buy these on Amazon because of some kind of shortage. And you can manage to find an old AOL CD laying around that you've been using as a coaster for the last 10 years, 20 years. Yeah, why not? But anyways, I'm Wolf for Barefoot Bushcraft. I want to thank you so much for watching this, and I hope it's some useful information. Always comments are appreciated below if you want to get in touch with us. So, as always, you can hit us up on the Facebook. You can watch us on Instagram. You can hit us up on our website. We are also on all the other more obscure social media websites like MeWe. I think there's a new Canadian one called Liberty. There is Ello. There are all kinds of them. You'll probably find us on most of them. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. I am Wolf for Barefoot Bushcraft. Please consider subscribing.